What's up guys, my name is Julian, your solar expert, and today I'm going to be explaining how to understand battery sizing because the kilowatt and kilowatt hour ratings for solar is different than the kilowatt and kilowatt hour ratings for batteries. And so you're looking at these solar proposals a lot of times with solar kilowatt and kilowatt hour ratings and then battery kilowatt and kilowatt hour ratings, and understanding how the two relate are kind of complicated sometimes. So I'm just going to help people kind of connect the dots. Kilowatts is like the power. Basically, it's how fast that battery can discharge energy. Think of that like horsepower, right? And then kilowatt hours is kind of like how many gallons that tank can hold or how much energy that battery can hold. And so let's just say in theory, a 10 kilowatt hour battery had a 10 kilowatt power rating, and that battery was going to be discharged at its maximum rate. It would take exactly 1 hour for that battery to discharge its 10 kilowatt hours because it could do it at a rate of 10 kilowatt. That same battery, let's say it still holds 10 kilowatt hours, but the power rating is 5 kilowatts. Well, simply it would take now 2 hours because it can only discharge 5 kilowatt hours in an hour. That is simply understanding kilowatt versus kilowatt hour ratings when talking about batteries versus solar, whereas with the solar, the kilowatt is the theoretical power rating of maybe how much power that system could produce in theory, and then kilowatt hours for solar is how many total units of energy it's producing. And so that's kind of how they all relate. So with that being said, something that's really important that I want to kind of note is if you are, especially if you are in a place like California or anywhere throughout the country that does not have good net metering, what net metering is essentially how much the utility company buys the power back that you produce in excess and send back to them. But if you have really good net metering, you may not need a battery at all. Now, if you're in a place that does not have good net metering, like California, for example, solar makes a ton of sense here, but you need batteries in order to cover more than about maybe half of your bill for most residential use cases. And a really good rule of thumb to know is that you should have approximately 2 times the kilowatt hour capacity of what your solar system's kilowatt rating is. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have a 10 kilowatt system, solar system. You probably should be thinking that 20 kilowatt hours is around the beginning of how many kilowatt hours you need. If you have a solar proposal, this is something I'm seeing a lot. And so a tactic I'm seeing is not giving people enough battery storage, which ultimately leaves them in a relatively bad situation with a bigger post-solar bill with the utility company than what they were maybe expecting. And so if you would like help going solar and you'd like help from me and my team, you can always reach out to me personally. It's 760-473-5878. And like I said before, all of my information is in the description below. You can email, text, call, whatever you want. Here to help you out. All right, thank you so much. Hope to hear from you soon.